Hello again, it's me Mandala, and today I'm here to talk about a very different topic on this channel, and that is going to be some Fashion Wars 2. So, usually we're talking about builds on this channel, that's like the majority of the content, but um, with the release of Visions of Eternity, one of the features that came along with Visions of Eternity was something called fashion templates, and with fashion templates, there was a lot of drama and controversy when they first launched, and basically everyone and their mom made a video about how bad they were and how terrible the feature was and how it was worse than what it used to be. This was pretty overblown in my opinion, even when a lot of it was true. But now that they've updated fashion templates a little bit more and added some new features, I think they're actually a really cool addition to the game and have made me interested in the cosmetic and aesthetics of Guild Wars 2 as a game more than I've ever been in the like 14 plus years that I've been playing the game. Like since I've been playing since launch. So I wanted to make a video just to showcase fashion templates because I think even the people who are talking about them positively are showcasing them kind of poorly or just aren't invested in the feature at all. They're just doing the getting the video out there to get the video out there. So instead, I wanted to come on here and make like a full deep dive into the system and explain why I think this is a money printing machine for ArenaNet, talk about what I really like about the fashion templates, what I don't like about them, and maybe things that they can continue to add in the future. So I'm here on my main character, which is my warrior. And so, yes, I'm a warrior main. I'm a degenerate. This just happened to be like the character I poured the most time into. One of my like very first characters. I actually deleted my first character. But to talk about fashion templates, let's just get into it. So I have my guy on what I consider this is probably my best fashion look right now, in my opinion. You'll see a bunch of them in this video, but I just have I'm not like a big like putting random pieces together type of person. I like to just pick a set and roll with it. So I think I have like the Alliance Field Operative set going on here with this like blue gold theme, and it looks pretty cool. You almost look like a Power Ranger, uh, but I think it works really well with the Paragon and how I have my build set up for this look. But this is one of the looks I have on my main character. So to talk about fashion templates, so what you're looking at right now is the fashion tab of the hero panel. So this is the equipment tab, and then right below it is this wardrobe, and the wardrobe is the fashion tab. And so if you click the wardrobe, then you get put to the like armor and weapons part of fashion templates. And this can let you mess with your outfit, your armor, your back piece, your aqua breather, all your weapons, and you can even get to the dye system. All you have to do to show the dyes on the left is just to click right here, and you can get access to the dyes. So this is just one of the 9 fashion templates I have set up because like I said, I think a lot of people were like testing out the system without fully buying into it. So I just decided to rip the band-aid off. I invested early in fashion templates before they were cool, you know. And so um, yeah, so this is the template I have for this current build. So this is my Paragon build, Mace Hammer, very cool. But like I said, this isn't about build, this is about fashion. So really quickly, the first thing I wanted to showcase about fashion templates is like the difference between just swapping through your equipment templates. And so this is how it used to work. Like it used to work, so I have almost full legendary gears. So if I go to my equipment, you'll see like purple, 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 pretty much all purple. I mean, there's one ascended piece here, but pretty much all purple. So the original problem with fashion templates was that if you were like me and you like were really invested in the game, had a lot of legendaries, it was actually no better originally to have fashion templates versus just having all of your equipment templates. So if I go to my like build 1, so this is a different build, but then it has a different fashion. Build 2, build 3, build 4, build 5, build 6, and 6 isn't set up, but you'll see why in a second. Alright, build 7, and then back to build 8, then build 9. So you can see, like, you could swap through all of your different fashion looks um, without needing fashion templates at all. And so this was kind of like a disappointing aspect to the feature on initial launch, is that there just really wasn't a difference for like hardcore veteran players, people really invested in legendary gear. There wasn't a big difference between fashion templates and just having your equipment templates already set up in the fashion you like, and it also made that fashion harder to fix. So what they did with the most recent update is they added this feature to fashion templates to the wardrobe. So if I go to wardrobe, the current tab, so if you're on the current tab, it shows what you currently have equipped. So this is my current equipment, and if I made a change, I don't want to make a change, but like let's just say like I changed the back piece, right? So I can change the back piece, apply it. It works just like it used to work. All right, now I have a new back piece, and I didn't have to click a bunch of times to get it. So now my back piece is different, and this only applies to the current tab. So if I change back to my other equipment, it's still the same. If I go to 8, right, 8 still got the Quaggan on the back. But now with fashion templates, so I have my fashion templates hotkeyed. So if I want to get my stuff back, boom, I press my fashion template hotkey, and now my back piece is back to how it's saved in the template, which is really cool. So you can go into current, you could like really mess it up if you wanted to. I mean, this is super scary for me because I like don't quite trust the system completely, but like let's just go crazy for the video. So I've totally messed up my fashion, right? I've changed it, but I have it saved in my template, so I click my template, and I'm back to what I have saved, the cool fashion that I really like. But current allows you just to change whatever you want on the fly really quickly, which is super nice for people who aren't fully invested in the system. But again, I'm here to showcase how like fashion templates are kind of a lot better than that system now. So the second thing that they added with the new update to fashion templates was the travel tab. So now instead of just wardrobe being part of your fashion templates, you also have travel, which is a whole new section of things. So this is your mounts, this is your glider, this is your skiff, this is your doorway for your homestead. And you can go in and change all the stuff, all the things for this as well. So like to really quickly give you a showcase of why fashion templates are already much better than the old system, right? So right now I'm on fashion template 8. So I have my griffin skin here. Alright, I'm flying around on the Exalted Griffin. I open my wings, and I have these wings here. So let's say like, oh, so I have a different look. So I go to Fashion Template 1, and this is my like cybernetic look. So this has the like Inquest, like I think it's like Dynamics outfit. Has the Ad Infinitum back piece. All right, it's very techy, um, like very technical, very like cyber sci-fi. Um, but then, because I clicked my fashion template, right, now I have a whole new set of travel fashion, and this is set up on all my different things. So I have the full like cybernetic package. So I have like my Springer set up here, and I have a different skimmer, and I have a different jackal, right, and I have a different raptor. And so now this is all set up within that Fashion tab 1. So if I'm at Fashion tab 1, you can see my travel set up here. And then if I get off my Springer, I get off my mount, and then I go back to 8, right? Now I'm back at, I have a whole different set of fashion for my mounts and all my travel stuff, right? Which is really cool. And then I have even another tab set up with travel. So if I go to 3, so this is an even different setup. Now I have even different stuff set up here, and it all changes really quickly with fashion templates. So whatever I'm in the mood to look like, I can look like with all my travel, all my mounts, all my outfits, all my wardrobe, all my armor and weapons, and it really is a great feature in that way. Is like once you have the fashion templates set up, it's really easy to switch between them and just enjoy the game looking how you want to look. And so the last tab that exists currently is the Tools tab. And so this is probably the first change I would make is so right now you can skin all your tools, so your gathering equipment, your fishing rod, and then your jade bot. And so what I would like them to do is I would like them to templatize the tools tab. Like there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to put shouldn't be able to set this up within the template system. Like if I wanted to so if I go to my actual tools, hold on, you can see it better in here, I think. Maybe. No. You'd have to go to the gem store to look, but there's all different kinds of skins for your tools. So what they should do is add that to the template system. So when I go to tools, it should look exactly like the travel tab. It should have current and then 1 through 9. Um, and the tools should be interchangeable as well. Because let's say I wanted to like have my fairy gathering tools, right? Or I wanted to have a dragon stuff, or like I like wanted to do like a fiery look and have like fire gathering tools. You know, you could change it up. That's like the first change I would make. Um, but yeah, but just to go through some fashion a little bit more, just to show you a few more looks. So I showed you the cybernetic look. This is like a fiery look. Here's the 3 again, which is just like Astro Wardy, kind of angelic look. 4 is kind of like beach party. 5 is like this polychromatic, another Astro Ward armor kind of look. 6 is just set up with these gloves right now, the legendary fractal gloves, the like quick play gloves. 7 is, this is kind of my throwaway. I don't really like this one that much, but it's another kind of like tech cybernetic looking one. And then 8 obviously is the one I really like, which is this one. And then 9, this is my healer look. So this is my heal paragon fashion. So the big thing, the real thing that people were upset about is that there's just not a lot of difference between like your regular fashion. So if I'm on equipment template 8, right, I can change all the like almost all the fashion I was doing before by just going through. So if I'm on my healer build, right, now I'm on my healer build and I have all my healer weapons and my fashion's already set up. So I actually don't need the fashion template to do that. Same if like I go to like 4 here. This is just like a weird like dual wielding build. Same if I go to 2. This is like my DPS Condi Berserker for raiding and stuff. Is my fashion's already set up here. Like I'm not actually using the template system at all, but this is mostly because I have legendary gear. And then this is my another open world build. So I've got, like I said, this is my main. So I've got like a couple open world builds, raid build, kind of a raid build. This is trying to be an open world build. We'll see if it's any good. I think this is Power Spellbreaker, maybe. I don't remember. I don't remember. I've not played this build in a while. What's this one? This is open world. And I'm like rambling now. But like I said, like now that they've added the travel function, the system is actually better. The equipment, the fashion templates is actually better than the equipment templates and legendary gear because you can change your mounts now. And I think they just need to keep going further and further with this. Really divorce the aesthetics of Guild Wars 2 from the build and the equipment. And so just to showcase a few more things you can do with this. So this is what it looks like on like a fully maxed out character. But where this system really shines is actually on characters you don't have fully unlocked and fully like have 8, 9 builds on and stuff. So if I'm really quickly, I'm going to switch to a different character. And so I can show you where the system really shines, and that's for like casual and like one and done players. So I'm going to switch characters to this one. And so this next character, this is my Reaper, my Power Reaper, like open world Power Reaper build. And so this is the fashion. This is the fashion that's set up right now, which is just this very, very Reaper-y Grenth outfit, Doom Scythe, Doom Sword, Bone Skinner back piece, very death-like. But where the system really shines is like for people who like casual players and new players who are just kind of like playing one build. So like on Reaper, when I play Necro, I almost exclusively play Reaper. So I kind of pick my favorite Power Reaper build, open world Power Reaper build that exists. And this is really like the only build I play on here. And so this is where the fashion templates really shine. So if you look here, I only have 4 equipment templates, but I still have 9 fashion templates because fashion templates are account wide. So once you unlock all 9, so I bought them when they were on sale, so it's like probably less than 30 bucks honestly when I got all the fashion templates. And now because I have all of them, I can swap between all my different fashion looks. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So no matter how you want to look now, is like even if I don't have the space for 9 builds, and I'm just like a mono build player, like I'm a casual player, like I'm just playing through Guild Wars 2 story for the first time, like you're like one and done. Now I have access to a lot of different fashion looks, and like I'm not really a Fashion Wars player to be honest. So like this is just mostly stuff I just already own, and I just messed around a little bit with how to look. So now I have all these different looks for my Necro, and you can do the same on a bunch of different characters. So if I log out and I go to even another character, like let's say I go to my Revenant, it's the same thing. Like if I like on my Revenant, I mostly play this just open world Vindicator build, which is like one of my go-to builds, and I just have a bunch of different looks for this. So this is my like main look for this build, which is very like fractally. I've got the strike mission equipment sets dyed in a really cool way that I really like. But then I can change that up now, right? I'm not just limited to this one look. So now I can go to this look, right? This is like Titan look, Mersat looking, Titan plate. I have like a variant of the same armor I was using before, which is like kind of like a dark version with glowy swords. I have this one, which is like the what's it called? I don't even remember what this set's called. Yeah, Requiem, the Requiem set with volcanic, and I'm like really glowy and red and dangerous. I have 5, and this is like green, so you can see like all the cool stuff you can do, right? Like I'm all these different colors, all these different like aesthetic looks on the same build though. It's like green. 6. This is just like typical Revenant stuff, but with like a seer weapons. Just like this blue and like brass colors. That looks really cool. 7. This is again like just like the party vibes, beach party. 8. It's like a nightmare. Like you could run Malix on here and look really cool. And then what's 9? Oh yeah, 9's the pirate one, which I don't have finished. Please, ArenaNet, let this drop for me. But this is like a pirate look. So again, just totally aesthetically different. Like if we go from 9, like this is 1 where I look like this super armored crazy thing from the mists, and then 9 is a lot more conservative, very very chill, like not flashy at all look. And you can play all these looks on this same build now, which is really cool because before, right, I was limited to however many equipment slots I have. And now that fashion is divorced from the equipment system in a way, you have all these different looks. So I set up even so I have one more character that I set up just to showcase like all the different things you can do. And this is as someone, like I said, I'm a fashion casual. Like these are just the outfits and stuff that I've acquired over like a long time of playing, but I really haven't invested in acquiring like I don't play Fashion Wars. Like I'm like unlocking things for like perfect like almost exclusively practical purposes. And these are just the looks I can get with stuff available to me from that. So like this is my Elementalist. So we've got a few looks on her. This one's pretty cool. Like a Whispers look. This one's awesome. Like almost like Mandalorian type vibes, but you're on an Ellie, which is weird. That one's not very good. 8. This is the one I did. So like this is the one I did just to showcase that like yes, I can do non mono sets. So I just kind of clicked random until I saw something that like looked okay, and this is what that came out to. And then 9 is, yeah, 9's the outfit. Okay. All right, but now you're asking, so I explained how this system's already better for casuals, but just to showcase that a little bit more, so like if I go to this other one that I have, so this is my Asura character. And I'm sorry for being long-winded. I'm just like I really want to showcase the system fully. And like I said, my videos are long form anyway. They're not like short edited stuff, so it's kind of par for the course here. But I apologize for taking a long time. But like if I'm a casual player, like this is my Hollowsmith. Like I'm just playing this Hollowsmith, and I just want a few looks. Like I don't have any extra stuff unlocked here, right? I only have the base 2 equipment templates, 3 build templates, but I can still fully engage with the fashion system here. So I can either do that with the current tab, or I can use the 2 tabs you get for free, or I can buy all these tabs and then I have all these different options. So I have a few set up here. And this is just to kind of showcase like you can do like the same look but just with like different dyes. So these are all kind of similar, but I've just changed the dyes, but now they're stored in the template, so if I want to look slightly different, I can do that as well. And not do super big changes, but if I do want to do a super big change, right, I have this other one that looks very different. And then I have another variation of it. So like I said, you can mess around with dyes. You can find, like, even if you don't have a lot of options available to you within the wardrobe, like within your wardrobe, like unlocks, you still have a bunch of things to play around with, considering all the dye options and stuff like that. But yeah. All right. So now that we've talked about how good it is for new players, and we've talked about how it's an improvement now for veterans, the next thing I wanted to do is just showcase a few different things like that I think could be done even to help it improve even a little bit more. So if I come back to my main here, I switch to template 8, and let's actually leave. Um, let's go to Arborstone. So I think the big issue for me right now as like a veteran player, so this is the second category of people, like hardcores and veterans, like what the system needs to change for them. Because I think for new and casual players, it's already like really great. Like it's an excellent system. It's much better than the original for a lot of different reasons. Um, because now you can just store your fashion in this one template. You can click apply an equipment change, and you've got infinite options available to you, and you can keep your fashion. You can use a lot less transmutation charges. You can still edit in current and fix things, but it's just a lot better for new players. But now to talk about veterans. So the biggest thing for me as like a build craft enthusiast that I think is missing from the system is that it's not build agnostic. So what I mean by that is you only get options to save your current weapons. So like if I wanted to, like if I go to 6 where I don't have anything saved and I want to click a weapon to save here, it's only going to show me the weapons I currently have equipped. So that's like the hammer. In this slot there's nothing. In this slot there's a mace, and then another mace. So when I save that, right, it's set up for this build. So if I do 6, right, because that's the one I was on, now I'm set up with 6 with these new weapons and stuff. But if I go back to 8, if I were to swap builds, like let's say I'm tired of playing Paragon, like I'm done with this theme, I want to move to something else, right? I want to play open world Bladesworn, right? So now I'm on my Bladesworn build. If I click that fashion button again, right, it doesn't change my weapons at all because I actually don't have the weapons, the correct weapons to switch to. And so I think that's the biggest feature that I'd like to see going forward is that, so right now we have these 3 options. We have wardrobe, travel, tools. The easiest thing to fix is add tools to the template, templatize tools. The next biggest change that I would like to see, right, is to add complete weapon collections for each template. So right now you have wardrobe. I would change this to armor. And so instead of wardrobe, you just have armor. So you just have all these armor pieces. And then you'd move weapons to its own category. And so this is how it'd have to work. There'd have to be weapon set 1 tab, and then a weapon set 2 tab, and you could fill in every single weapon. So like if I go to my weapon skills here, right, I have all these different weapons. I would even not even limit it to the weapons available to the class at the time. I would just build the system like evergreen, like put every single weapon option into a slot on your fashion template. One for set 1 and one for set 2, right? This is how it has to work for you to swap, right? So if I go back to 8 here, press 8 fashion template, right, is you need to be able to put in 4 mace skins and 4 sword skins and 2 hammer skins, right? Because you have 2 weapon sets. And so like for here, let's go back to, and you're like, why do you have to do that? Why can't you just have 1 of each? And I'll show you really quick. So if you don't have 2 of each, then you can't do cool fashion stuff like this. So I'm back on my Rev. So right now she has 2 of the same sword, right? But if I go back to my 1, right, I have 2 different swords right now. So I have like the gold fractal weapon and the silver, the regular fractal weapon. And you could even, like if you were running 4, you could run 4 different sword skins. And so that's why you need 2 weapon sets. So you need weapon set 1, you need weapon set 2. But my theory is that this system would be 10 times better than it already is if they just added weapons. Like you can change between any weapon. So if I go back to my other thing, like regardless of build, I can have a fashion template set up that's build agnostic, right? If I want to play my open world Paragon, my fashion template will still work for my open world Paragon. If I want to play open world Bladesworn, my fashion template will still work for my open world Bladesworn. It's completely divorced from the build system because right now the equipment templates is just a better version of that because I can have, right, so if I go to my Bladesworn, I have the axe, I click 5, I have the axe skins that I want already on here. And if I go to, right, this one, my Spellbreaker, I have the mace and hammer skins I already want here. If I go to my open world Berserker, I have the sword, the torch, and the bow skin, the longbow skin that I already want here, and that's something that fashion templates can't currently do, right? So like, if I wanted the fashion from template 1, but I wanted the build from template 8, you don't get that to carry over, right? So like, I'm on fashion template 1, which is my like mechanical one, my sci-fi one, but I can't get the weapons to change over because I don't have the right weapons in the slot. So that's something I think that's a really big investment, and it'll be a hard change, but I think it's a worthwhile change. It really makes fashion templates distinct and stand out, right? The more value you can put into the templatization of the system, I think the better, because that's really the big draw. The big draw is that I can just cycle through all these different looks, right, with one touch of the button, and I have them all saved. They all look really cool, and so I want to be able to do that regardless of the build that I'm playing. So the next thing that I was saying, this is actually an easier change than the weapon change, and probably should come before that, is the next thing you could add is novelties. So right now, you have a lot of stuff still in the equipment tab. So you have novelties, right? Your chair, your toys, this stuff, balloons and such, tonics, and like summonables like this one, like the Zephyr Sanctum model. Where's the beginning? Where's that one? Friendship tonic. I don't even know what I had here. Bloodstone Ascender. Oh, here's the beginning tonic. Or like endless combat tonic. So like, and that's all hotkeyed, right? With over here. So if you press U, I think is what it's auto binded to. Is I think these novelties should all be templatized as well. So I can have a different setup for each fashion template, each look. I can have a different, right? I can have a different combat tonic. I can have a different held item, a different travel toy, a different chair, a different musical instrument, all for each different look that I have. And you can add into the novelty section, right? Is miniatures, right? So the mini you could have set up differently for each template. Mail carriers you could have set up differently for each template, right? And this just all adds to the value of templates. The more value you can put in having templates versus not having templates, the better. And that's one of the key ways, right? So I've already talked about adding tools to the templates, right? Give me 9 options for tools. Give me 9 options for novelties, mail carriers, finishers, all right? And then I talked about weapon sets. Let it be build agnostic. Give me access to an entire arsenal of weapons. And this has really interesting long term financial aspects for the game as well, right? Is because they release all these Black Lion sets. Usually you're only interested in buying 1 or 2, but if you have this whole look that's set up, so like if I go, which one is it? Where's fire? Fire's 2. Okay. So if I have like this fiery look and they come out with this cool fire set, so if I go back, right, like the Vermilion set, so if I swap weapons, so like this is a Black Lion weapon. Like if they come out with a whole set of these weapons and I have this fiery look, I might be interested now in buying that entire weapon set off the Black Lion trading post for a lot of money, in order to have access to all the different possible looks. Fashion looks for it, which would be really cool. Am I getting attacked? What is going on here? What is going on? Event. I'm scared. Okay. Then back to this build. All right. So I talked about so now you'd have armor tab, travel tab, weapon set 1, weapon set 2, tools tab, novelties tab, which would include miniatures, mail carriers, and you could even put finishers in there. Honestly, I would like to see that too. Like add finishers to it. Like heck, like just do all the things. The next thing that I had listed, which is a much bigger task, all right, much bigger task, is adding infusion, cosmetic infusions as their own tab in wardrobe. So this is a really tough one. This is a big ask, but divorcing the cosmetics of infusions, right? From so like on this is the character I have the most infusions on, but I have all these different infusions. So like I have this where's the forest wisp. So this is a cosmetic infusion. So you'll see sometimes, right, the forest wisp hanging out. You see him right here. Then when I sheath and unsheath, you'll see the forest wisp, right? Every time I unsheath, or maybe not every time, but like if I give the cooldown, if I give it enough time to reset the animation, you see the forest wisp show up. All right, that's a cosmetic infusion. All right, I would like to see an infusion tray within this wardrobe system, right? So I have, this would be armor, then you'd have weapons, so weapon set 1, weapon set 2, travel, tools, novelties, all right, and then the next tab would be the infusion tray, all right, which would just have all your cosmetic infusions. So if you have a really cool infusion setup and you want that to look different, on your different characters, you can have that. And this would include infusions. It would include the cosmetic enrichments. So like, to give you a really good example, hold on, character select. So on my Norn character, I have two enrichments for the Norn that are really cool, that are part of the game, right? The first one is the Otter. Is the Otter's Blessing. So this is a cosmetic one. So if I'm on this character and you see me walk around, you'll see a little otter pop up. Do I have any other thingies that make him spawn? I don't think so. Maybe he'll show up. But I have the Otter enrichment. Another enrichment I have, oh, there he was. You saw him for a split second there. If you go back and pause the video, you can see him just drop down for half a second. Another enrichment I have for the Norn is the Worm one. So there's a cosmetic Worm one that does kind of the same thing, but like let's say I wanted to have these enrichments and all my different effects, like I wanted to look like a Jotun, or I wanted to look like a Void character, I wanted to use a cool new Transcendent infusion, right? The infusion tray would just let you set that up for all of your 9 different templates. So on this one I have Worm's Magical Blessing. So let's see if we can bring the worm out. There he is. There's the worm. Alright, so there's a worm, there's an otter, you can add more enrichments, right? And you could set this all up within the infusion tray, and so you have all these different things set up now. So basically, I just think everything cosmetic should be templatized. Every single thing should be templatized. So if I go back, the last thing to talk about, right? So going back to my main, and I know this video is crazy unorganized and off the cuff and terrible, but now that we talked about it, right? So if I go to this wardrobe tab, you'd have armor, weapon set 1, weapon set 2, travel, tools, novelties, infusion tray. The last thing is effects toggles, right? So if we go to my equipment, right, if I go to, right, like let's say I go to fashion 4, let's even just go to equipment template 4. So I'm on 4, I've got this look, which is like, here, I'll show you in the right place to show you. Let's go back to Cosmosis Isle. And I don't have the travel set up on this character, but just hold up with me for a second. So on this character, right, is the last thing I think we should be added to fashion templates is toggles for all the different legendary and stuff, like all these different toggles. So like if you see I have full legendary trinkets here, and I have these all toggled on now, and so now I have all these different effects going on my character. But like let's say, and it's not very tasteful when you have all the effects going at the same time, but let's say I just wanted to have, right, this is kind of like a rainbowy summer beach vibes look. So I just have the Aurine rainbow aura, and then the cosmos is the endless summer sunlight. Alright, and now I have this beach look. Let's turn the lights back on. Daytime. Let there be light. Alright. So now I have this cool summer look, and when I stand really still, did I turn this off again? I don't know what I did. Alright, there we go. You can kind of see it. But I think that's the last step, right? This is the final thing that needs to happen, is all these effects toggles need to be added to the fashion templates as well. So you can have my toggles saved, you can have my infusions saved. So like let's say I wanted to have a different infusion here. Like let's say I wanted to have the otter infusion here, and it's like summer beach vibes, right? I want to summon my otter and just look really cool and very Visions of Eternity, right? I have all these Visions of Eternity weapons and sets and equipment. I'm all beached up, ready for summer, right? Now I have this all saved on the same stuff, right? And then let's, yeah. But you see, like, I want the novelties to line up. I want the miniatures to line up. I want the tools to line up. I want it to be build agnostic, right? So I can do this on any build, whatever I'm feeling like playing. I can look the way I want and play the way I want at the same time. And the big reason why this is important is I think this is just like I said, it's a money printer. If I can be if you can make someone like me invested in Fashion Wars, like you've already won. Like because the third set of players, right, is like the whales, the Fashion Wars 2 players, right? If you can get this system to be really really good, right, with all those changes, right? You have full control of your armor, weapons, tools, novelties, infusions, legendary equipment, toggles, um, all your travel options. If just everything under the sun is packed into these templates, then these templates become extremely valuable. And like I said, because your system's already set up with microtransactions, right? Like this is how Guild Wars 2 makes its money. This is how ArenaNet makes its money off of purely cosmetic stuff for the most part. Some convenience stuff is now you have the system set up to where you will continue to make money off of all your cosmetics, and you kind of augment, right? Like you what's the word I'm trying to look for? You catalyze that money. You make more money off the same monetization structure you already have because it's just that much better to interact with for the Guild Wars 2 players that are spending a lot of money on cosmetics. Now the system works really well. You don't have to go into your equipment template when you change. You don't have to turn all this stuff off, add all these clicks in here. You don't have to take infusions off that you don't want to see. If it can just with one touch of the button, right? Bibbidi bobbidi boo, like bam, you're in this totally new fashion world every time. That's a huge game changer. Um, but yeah, so I just want to showcase kind of how the fashion system has gotten a lot better. We have all these different options now, and I think they still can improve it even more. Even more they could do to make it really awesome. Like I said, build agnostic, add infusions in there, add novelties in there, add tools in there, add the toggles in there, effects toggles. And then you've got a really cool system that I think is the best in all of gaming, really. There wouldn't be a rival for Guild Wars 2 at that point if you made all those changes. If you could find a way to make all those changes without breaking everything, um, then that would be really good. So last thing I wanted to talk about is just some like quirky things I found with fashion templates while I was messing around with them. So this is the first quirky thing. So if I go to my empty template, right, and I change my equipment, all of a sudden this gets populated, right? My fashion template gets populated with all this stuff, which is really spooky and freaks you out. It doesn't actually do anything because you can just click this reset button and you're fine. But it is a weird interaction that doesn't make a lot of sense. The biggest, scariest one that I don't know if they've fixed yet, and we're going to test right now, is so we're going to go to the fashion template. So let's go to equipment template 1. All right, so we're on equipment template 1, which is, remember, the cybernetic, or let's even put it in fashion template 1. We're on fashion template and equipment template 1. All right, so we're on this cybernetic stuff. But let's say I'm messing around with template 6, right, which is my empty template, but I want to mess around with the travel section. All right, something that probably messed up a bunch of people and really upset them is this apply get equipped fashion button. So you're on template 6, right? We've changed to template 6. All right, and so we're on template 6, and let's just stay on template 1, whatever. All right, we're gonna stay on template 1. We're gonna stay on 1 for everything. All right, but when people were loading in, like populating their travel tab, right? They click this get equipped fashion button, and what a lot of people didn't realize. So like, hold on, let me reset. Actually, here, let's do it with 7. This is, I remember how I was going to do it now. This is really complicated, but it's important to just demonstrate. All right, so this is the tab I don't really care about. So if I look at the right, is that, let's say I have this beautiful template 7 already set up with all the cool equipment and armor I have. Like my dies are perfect. I don't remember what they are. I've spent countless hours toiling setting up my dies. All right, but then they came out with the travel tab, and so I go to the travel tab, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to spend all this. So let's like depopulate this real fast. So clear. Ooh, what's this gonna do to me? Oh, I don't know. This might not be what I want. Hold on. Let's clear all the slots. Trust me, this is taking a lot to set up, but you can thank me for doing this in real time later. Save. All right. So now I'm on template 7. Template 7 doesn't have travel set up, but it does have wardrobe set up. All right, and remember, we're on template 1, right? Like if I get on my mount, it's template 1 is what we're currently on. So if I go to my wardrobe and I go to this travel tab, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to set up new travel for every single thing, I can click this get equipped fashion. All right. But what it's not telling you is that the die channels are still connected to what your current equipment is, right? So I'm on template 1, right? I'm on equipment 1. All of my dies, and you can see this if you hover the glider, all my dies from equipment 1 are also populating fashion template 7. And so this is super scary. I've not done this since this came out. This is spooky. It's gonna change all my dies. So when I click save here, right, I have all my travel tab fashion, and it's the same. It's all I intended to do. But if I go back to my wardrobe now, and I look at template 7, you see that I now have populated the die parts of template 7. All right, with the dies from equipment template 1. And this is a really weird, like very niche experience, but for all the veterans plugging in their stuff, they probably lost a lot of equipment. But luckily for me, I did this first time on my actual character. So if I go back to 7, right, or maybe, which one was it? 7? Oh, I might not be able to get it back. See, I made the mistake, right? 7 was set up different. 7 was set up like 3. Or no, okay, wait. Yeah, yeah. So because 7 was set up, is that how I did it? See, now I'm confusing myself. All right, because setup 7 was never saved, right? I don't have on my equipment, right? So if I exit out of here and scroll through my, let's turn the outfit off. If I scroll through my stuff, right? I don't have the outfit from 7 applied right now. And so all of my die patterns from 7 are now gone, right? Because I clicked apply in the travel tab, and it changed my dies in the wardrobe tab. And so now this die set, so this is the first time I've actually messed up. What happened to me the last time I did this was I still had 7 on my equipment right here. So I still had 7 saved here. All right. And so even though the wardrobe tab was different, what I was able to do is I was able to go back to equipment template 7 where it still showed, right? Let's pretend I messed up 8. Like 8 still has the fashion from 8, even though I messed it up. And then I could go to 8, I can click get equipped fashion and save it. But a lot of people weren't able to do this, so they messed that up. So that's the second bug, right? The first bug was just swapping your builds and equipment populates the tab. The third bug. There's another one. I think the third bug they fixed. So the third thing that was really weird is, so if you were on a new character, is they didn't have, so like a thing I didn't know is outfits. So the wardrobe system didn't unlock until level 6. And so if you went, you had all these equipment templates, all these fashion templates, I mean, and you went and you tried to populate this. Oh, it might still be bugged. Might still be bugged. Right? You cannot save these. Alright, and you're like, why can't I save these? I have this unlocked. But nowhere on here, alright, cannot save fashion. It just tells you can't save it. It's like, why can't you save this? Why can't you save this? But I looked in the wiki, and outfits in the wardrobe system don't unlock until level 6. So if you're level 2, like I am right now, right, you don't have access to the level 6 unlocks, which includes the old wardrobe system, which the new fashion templates are a part of. Right, so you can change in current, but if you go to template 1 and you try to populate template 1 while you're under level 6, you can't. And this is a very niche problem because new players aren't actually going to like be wanting to populate their wardrobe templates before they hit level 6. You hit level 6 in like -2 seconds.
Here. If you have questions about the Mist War, I'm all ears.
But this is something that, like, it's an example in my opinion of ArenaNet not dotting their I's, crossing their T's, you know, sort of thing. Is there should be stuff that's like, this should pop up and say the wardrobe, the fashion template system doesn't unlock until level 6, right? Like that should be a pop-up that's in the game, so that this feature makes sense for new players. But it doesn't exist anywhere. You can't find that information about the wardrobe system anywhere on your character with the new player experience. So that's bug 3, right? Is that new players can't engage with fashion templates, but they're not being told that they can't engage with fashion templates, right? So I can't save. I'm like, why doesn't this work? Like I have access to this tab, but I can't actually do anything in the wardrobe tab because I'm not level 6 yet. But here, and I'll just do this. I'll just do this for fun, just to show you guys, right? This is a crazy long video. I'm really sorry. Like this is not as succinct as I wanted it to be at all. But oh well. But if I go in here and I take out these tomes, right? Yes. I boost to level 6, right? So if I go through this, right? Inventory, PvP. Level 4, weapons unlocked. Banking, points of interest. Level 5, new profession skills unlocked. Rally unlocked. Level 6, fine equipment, offhand weapons, weapon skills. But at level 6, right, so we're level 6 now. Alright. Is level 6 should unlock outfits in the wardrobe, which isn't even listed on there. But now if I go to this... Oh, no, it still won't let me. Maybe this is a level 80 feature. Here, why don't we just test it out? Let's see what level I have to go to. See if it shows up at all. Down skill, vistas. Underwater combat, weapon skill 5. Alright, so let's make it a little faster. Let's just level to like 30. Let's go take one of these bad boys out. Let's level to 30. Let's see if it unlocks. So now we're level 30. So we get all these males. This is gonna be crazy. Gathering. And we don't really have to click through this. We should just be able to go in here. Nope, still can't do it. Still can't do it. Does it say anything about this in here? No. We're just locked out of the system forever, I guess. Conditions, rules. Nope. Level 15. Nope. Guild panel. Wardrobe. Okay, level 17. Now it says the wardrobe is unlocked. So, this is what I'm going to do. Is now that we've accepted the level rewards, So level 17 it said we unlocked the wardrobe. Even though I could play with the current tab already, level 17 was the first level it said in the level rewards. I don't have inventory space. ArenaNet, help me. Okay. I need to put those back before I delete them all. Okay. Alright. Now that I clicked the thing, let's see if it works now. So now if I back to equipment, right, let's just go back to equipment tab. Alright, let's put, do we have any new stuff to put on? Let's put on these daggers. Alright, and let's go to wardrobe again. Alright, let's try to change my... Alright, and now it does let me. Lets me change these. Well, let me change this. Oh man, it might. Okay, let's do it again. Let's do it this way. Get equipped fashion. Alright, so now that we've accepted the level 17 rewards and we go back into the wardrobe system, now it finally allows me to engage with this. So this is worse than I thought, because level 17, you actually are messing around with the hero panel a lot by level 17. So this system is entirely devoid of the necessary like new player like warnings and pitfalls of like, hey, like you can't engage with the system until you unlock the wardrobe. Nowhere on the wardrobe does it say this. When I hover this, it doesn't say locked until level 17. When I go to fashion templates, it doesn't say locked until level 17. And it's actually not locked until level 17 because we were able to, let's just say that, we were able to mess with the current tab before we hit level 17, right? So that's the third thing. And like I said, this is just like dotting your I's, crossing your T's. Like, I mean, like this stuff is just like, I mean, I get why someone who's like making like working at ArenaNet for a billion years and like isn't gonna find this thing because obviously it's very niche. But from the new player experience perspective, really important. I just happened to come across this one, so I thought I'd show it. Is that you can't access the system until you've unlocked the system, but there's nothing within the UI of the game currently that tells new players this. So that's an important one to fix, I think. But then remember the other two bugs were that swapping your equipment populates this tab. Alright, and you could accidentally, like I said, like this tab doesn't have anything on it. I could accidentally save an empty tab. Alright, and now I don't have anything until I go back to my other one and I realize, oh no, my fashion's gone. Alright, that's bug one. Bug two was the travel tab, right? The travel tab populating, the dies are connected, so you can erase all your dies. And then the third one is this leveling bug, the lack of leveling, new player experience leveling UI. But yeah, so last little thing that I want, all right, and this is very, I mean, this should already exist. I don't know why this doesn't exist. But we talked about, right, all the different tabs we can add everything cosmetic into the templatize everything cosmetic. All right, but the last thing I want to talk about, all right, is adding a hotkey toggle for the outfit. Like, so like right now, so I don't actually want to save it there. So reset. But on this one, right, the current outfit hide unhide button should have a hotkey toggle. Because what this allows the templates to do, right, is you can have an outfit saved to every single template. So if I'm on template 1, I have dynamics. Alright, but let's say I'm on template... let's just go to template 3, right? Template 3, let's say I want a different outfit. I want the Sunspear, the Sunspear outfit. And let's just make the dies something. Who cares what the dies are? Sure, there. Alright, so now I have template 3 has a different outfit, Sunspear outfit. Alright. That's saved. Alright, so if I go to template 3, I'm wearing the Sunsplit outfit. I just want a toggle to where I can toggle between template 3 with the Sunspear outfit and template 3 without the Sunspear outfit. Alright, and they still be the same template. So if I want to use template 3, I can just use template 3. Alright, and if I want the outfit for template 3, I just have a different hotkey that instead of having to go in here, click this button, click save, click apply to equipment, all right? Or even doing that in the current, right? Clicking this button, it's only one click in current, all right? I just want this to be hotkeyed so that I don't ever have to open the hero tab, the hero panel to get this feature. All right, so in summary, I think fashion templates are really good. I think this is an amazing feature that has a lot of cool stuff going for it. Oh yeah, oh, I forgot one more thing. Are you guys gonna let me do one more thing? We're gonna do one more thing. All right, so last thing. I promise, last thing. All right. This video is so long. Please don't watch this video. Anyway, so last thing is if you're a mono character gamer, right? So like you have one character that you play on everything. The best thing about fashion templates is that they're account wide, right? So let's say I'm done with this look, right? I've used this look up. I want to make a new look, but I have all of my fashion templates set up already. All right. But what I can do is I can save this on a different character. So if I go to 2, all right, and I'm like, ugh, I really like this look. I want to keep it, but I don't want it on this main character. I want a new look on my main character. So I can copy the wardrobe template, right? And then I can go to a different character, right? That I don't care about. Like, let's just say this is a clone of my Elementalist. Like, I'm one of the clone players, right? That play themselves 25 times on the same account. So now I can go into template 3, and I can paste this outfit, right? This fashion template, all right, into template 3, and now on this character, oh, I gotta flip the outfit toggle. Now on this character, I have the look from my other character saved here. All right, and you can do the same thing with travel, right? So let's say go to the travel tab. Let's get equipped. All right, save this. All right, and let's copy this. So copy travel template. I want all of my travel template stuff from this character, and I want it on my other character. So I go back here. So like you can see, this is a good way to save all your fashion. You can have dozens and dozens of looks saved on your account just by having a bunch of character slots. So now I'm on travel tab. Let's just do travel tab. Which one do I not care about? I don't care about 8. Alright, so let's paste travel tab 8. Alright, and now travel tab 8 is on this character. And so I can access all of the travel stuff. Oh, I need to click 8 though. If I click 8, I can access all of the travel related cosmetics from my one character to the second. And it only took 2 little clicks to change that. Okay. So I think now I've talked about everything I want to talk about for the fashion templates. And so we can go and summarize the whole thing. So let me go back to my main. Ugh. Like I said, I'm not a Fashion Wars player, so this is tough. This is a lot of work for me. I don't even care about the system that much. Okay, so. Oh god. Build 1. Build 8. Go back to build 8. Okay. That's why they need to be build agnostic. Okay, so now that we're back on our main, so the big things that I think about fashion templates. One, I think it's already much better than the old wardrobe system, and is superior in pretty much every single way. Because you can do lots of cool things, right? Like your check tab save. So like on this, I don't have shoulders on, but on my 8 one I do, and that's saved, and that's better than if I just flipped from 7 to 4. Because on 4, it's still going to save my check marks from 8. Alright, but if I go in 8 and I go in the current tab, alright, I click this off because I don't like those. Alright, and then I go back to 8, Oh no, my shoulders are gone. Alright, but with fashion templates, right? 8 has one checkbox, 4 has a different checkbox, and they're saved. Alright, so templates are great. Templates are better than legendary equipment and full equipment templates. Alright, we already can establish that. Alright, second thing is, they're even better on top of that because now you have the travel tab, which changes all your travel fashion. Alright, which is really great. More cosmetic options. Alright, things that I think they need to add into it. Tools need to be templatized. Your tool skins should be on online templates, and you should be able to have different ones on online templates. You also should have weapons. You should access to every single weapon, which within each tab, one set for each tab. So you have weapon set 1, weapon set 2. All right, and that should be per all 9 templates so that you can be build agnostic. So if I'm playing my Paragon, I can do all 9 of my fashions on my Paragon without having to mess with my weapons skins at all. I can just have a full set of weapon skins put in there that fit the look I'm trying to do for my current template, and it'll work on any build because I have all the weapons saved on the single template. Right? So we talked about tools, talked about weapons. All right, next thing, add in novelties. Right? So novelties, miniatures, finishers, mail carriers, that should all be templatized as well. So I can have all of those things different on each template. Next thing is infusions, right? Infusion tray, so that I can have all my different infusion looks. All right, I'm not a big infusion player, but some people are. All right, and they should be able to adjust the infusions and have them specifically set up for each different character based off what their cosmetic look wants to be. All right, and then lastly is effects. There should be an effects toggle layer within the fashion template so that I can have my beach look. I can have my beach look with the appropriate effect toggles on. All right, without having to open the hero panel at all. All right, and then lastly is the outfit toggle. Right, I don't want to open the hero panel and click all these buttons and go to current to toggle my outfit on. Right, I want a hotkey that'll just do it for me. Right, I just want a hotkey. Give me a hotkey for outfits. Hide unhide outfit in the current tab. Give me a hotkey. All right, give me all those other tabs if you can, if it's possible. That'd be awesome. And then fix the 3 bugs. Right, don't let equipment swapping populate the fashion templates. All right, don't let get equipped fashion from the travel tab populate the dyes in the regular wardrobe tab. And then lastly, cross your T's, dot your I's, add some user experience for new players with their access to fashion templates in the wardrobe. Let them know when that happens on their account and why when they're on a character under the level of 17, they can't access that feature. So hopefully this was a good endorsement of fashion templates. I think it's a really cool feature. It took some time to get used to as a veteran, but I think it's already a much better feature for new players. They're not going to struggle with it the way we did because we had to unlearn things and relearn things. All right, but the new players aren't going to have that problem. All right, and they're going to have a much better system to use. And so now the last thing to do for ArenaNet is just to make this system print money for them by fixing it for the not even just the veterans, for the whales, the fashion lords of Guild Wars 2. Make everything cosmetic templatized. All right. So that your Guild Wars 2, your Fashion Wars pro players can really invest in the system and feel comfortable that they're getting the most out of this template system. And I think they will. I don't think these are hard changes, and I think these changes print money. So I think ArenaNet's on the right track here. I really hope to see more investment in this feature. They said they would, but then they got a lot of backlash, so it's hard to say if they will. But I think they should. I think you should just push through the backlash. You're on the right track. This is a really cool feature, and you should keep going. But anyway, yep, this is me, Mandala. I'm sorry for being long-winded and not being specific, but I'll try to put really good timestamps so that people can just skip to what they want to actually look at. Hopefully, you can just watch bits and pieces and just figure out what I'm saying that's good when I'm just talking about nothing and all that. But I'll see you later. Thanks for watching if you did, and yeah, bye.